Okay, so I don't end up like getting political a whole lot and whatnot, but um, hold on. With recent events in the news and whatnot, we are as Americans we're pretty fucked, honestly. Like 25% tariffs on two of our allies and 10% tariff on an adversary, China. However, those were announced on Saturday, and now they have been paused for both Canada and Mexico, as far as I'm aware, for 90 days. Mexico has vowed to send up to 10,000 troops to help secure the border. And Canada is now spending the equivalent of around, I think, 1 point something billion USD in border security. Really, just more Mounties, I think, and like higher tech equipment over at the Canadian border. What this brings me to is this this is essentially Trump's plan was to bring manufacturing back here to the United States, and in the impending threat of the tariffs coming, um he wanted Canadian manufacturers of goods to move to the US, which is a business friendly country. And a couple, as far as I'm aware, of Canadian businesses, such as a pancake mix company and a high protein snack company, will be moving their operations here to the US because the majority of the customer base is here in the US. And it will be far cheaper for them to manufacture and sell goods to US citizens alone in their biggest markets. Now, that was Trump's plan all along, was to get these countries to bow to his will. Aside from that, was to use the threats of tariffs as a negotiating piece, if you will. Saying, hey, if you don't give me this, I'm going to do this. And it's working. Don't be fooled. It's working. You may not see it, but his intentions were to move Canadian businesses over here to the US and return cars to Detroit and some other stuff. All right. Now that we got that out of the way, those tariffs, they're probably not sticking around. Honestly, they probably won't stick around. I don't want to jinx us, knock on wood. However, I don't believe that these tariffs will stick around. And let me tell you why. All right. On Saturday, the tariffs were announced. By the weekend, the crypto market had essentially taken a plunge and crashed. And in anticipation of Monday, a bunch of investors, is what I assume, um, the market ended up uh, crashing overnight, essentially. On Monday, I made a bet that the markets would again rally, and especially the crypto market into the early hours of Monday on the 3rd, February 3rd, 2025. I legitimately put all of the money I had in my Robinhood account into Ethereum, and boy, when I tell you it rallied, I only made $20 out of like $300, but still, I digress. Um, that I think this is going to be a good thing for the markets. These tariffs won't stay in place. Everybody got scared. The smart people could buy the dip. And a bunch of hedge funds and whatnot got scared and sold and put puts on everything. This is a very wide shakeup. And I will say this now, having Trump as a president and shaking up markets like this is scary. Any political figure can do this. Any famous person can do this. Shoot, when Cristiano Ronaldo had a Coke in front of him at a interview after a sports game, he said, "Don't drink Coke, drink water." Coke's value dropped by billions. I mean a shitload of money. And we see it time and time again with like Elon Musk. He says Doge rises. He says no more Doge. Tesla no accept Doge no more. Doge goes goodbye. Um, we see this with these political figures and these famous people, and honestly, it's scary. I don't know what I don't know how other countries are reacting. Um, but this genuinely sucks. Having a market shakeup like this, all because he announced tariffs. Like this financial crash essentially is awful. And the fact that I have in my lifetime now lived through not one, but two of them is absolutely mind-boggling. And honestly, at this point, I think I'm just desensitized to this because I just pulled through this one like it was nothing with my portfolio. Like this isn't like, oh no, I couldn't afford to pay the mortgage on my house because a bank loaned me money and they shouldn't have loaned me money, and now I don't have a job and can't pay for this loan either way. But at the same time, watching my portfolio genuinely take a dump, all because of tariffs, it's crazy, absolutely crazy. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And I think what a lot of people are now noticing is that they regret actually voting for Trump after the tariffs. Granted, now I've talked to a few people, coworkers mainly, and they have indeed said that they are regretting voting for Trump. I don't blame him. He's a madman. He is absolutely a loose cannon. Great negotiator. He's getting exactly what he wants. I will say, as a businessman, however, tariffs were absolutely not the way to do that. That was absolutely just a scare tactic, and I do not like that one bit. That is a bad business practice because if you just wanted countries to do what you wanted, you could have just negotiated. Like Canada, Trudeau said Canada is willing to spend more to thin the deficit and whatnot. And the fact that, as far as I'm aware, Trump only managed to get two companies to move so far. That's kind of low, honestly. I don't think these tariffs will stay in place. And I think it's just showboating, and for what? I don't know. But as far as he's aware, it's working. I don't know, man. It's absolutely crazy. Anyway, deuces. I'm gonna eat this bean burrito.